If you're anything like me, you're probably itching at the first signs of spring to get out in the garden. Even though it might still feel a bit chilly outside, and there might even be a frost or two left in the forecast, there are actually several vegetables that love this cool weather. In fact, if you wait for the weather to get too hot, you may miss your window. Today, I'm gonna share the best cold hardy vegetables that you can plant right now. But before we drop a single seed, we need to talk about the golden rule of early spring gardening: soil readiness. If your soil is still soaking wet or frozen, you need to wait a little bit longer. You want it to be workable, meaning when you squeeze a handful of dirt, it doesn't turn into a mud ball, but crumbles apart easily. Once your soil is workable, these 5 vegetables are what you can start planting today. First up, we have our garden classic, peas. Whether you like snap peas, snow peas, or shelling peas, now's the time to get them in the ground. Peas are famous for being able to germinate in soil that is still quite cold, even around 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius. You want to soak your peas in a bowl of water for about 12 to 24 hours before planting. This softens the outer shell of the seed and tells the plant, hey, it's time to get going. When you go to the garden, plant them about 1 inch deep and 2 inches apart. The trick with peas is to get them started early so they can flower and produce before the summer heat arrives. They love the cool, damp spring air. Just remember to give them something to climb. A simple trellis, some netting, or even some pea brush, which is just old sticks pushed into the ground, will work perfectly. If a surprise snowstorm hits, don't worry, peas are tougher than they look. They'll just weather it out under the soil until things warm up again. Next on our list, spinach. This arguably is the most cold hardy leafy green that you can grow. Spinach actually tastes better when it grows in cold weather because the plant produces extra sugars to protect itself from freezing. It makes the leaves incredibly sweet compared to the store-bought stuff. Spinach is a taproot, so it doesn't like being moved. It's best to sow seeds directly where they grow. Spread the seeds in about 1 inch apart and cover them very lightly with soil. One quick tip is plant a few different varieties. Some of the leaves are crinkly and rough, where other varieties can be nice and smooth. By planting a mix, you ensure that at least one variety will thrive in your specific gardening conditions. If you still have a very cold night coming, you can cover them with a little bit of garden fabric, but usually they handle a light frost like a champ. By planting now, you'll be eating fresh salads while everyone else is still waiting for the tomatoes to go outside. Before we move on to that next hardy vegetable, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss the extra garden tips that we produce every week. If you're looking for instant gratification, it's time to plant those radishes. These are the sprinters of the gardening world. Some varieties go from seed to harvest in as little as 25 days. That means if you plant them today, you could be eating them in less than a month. Radish seeds are tiny, so try not to plant them too thickly or you'll have to spend a lot of time thinning them out later. Give them about 2 inches of space so the roots have room to expand into those crunchy globes we love. Radishes love the cool soil, which helps prevent them from bolting when the heat arrives. I like to do succession planting with radishes. That means I plant a small row today, and then another small row in 10 days. That way I don't have 50 radishes being harvestable all at once, so I can spread it out over time. Number 4 on our list is kale and collard greens. These are some of the most resilient leafy greens that you can grow in your garden. You can plant young starts from a nursery or sow seeds directly into your beds right now, and they will grow steadily despite the fluctuating temperatures of the early season. These plants are highly frost tolerant. In fact, cold temperatures actually improve the flavor of kale by triggering the plant to convert its starches into sugars, resulting in a sweeter, more tender leaf. It makes them ideal for planting while the ground is still cool. When planting, give kale and collards plenty of room, about 12 inches between each plant, because they can grow quite large and need good airflow. One of the best features of these greens is that they are the cut and come again, which means you have an endless supply of salad from one plant. This single planting can provide you with a continuous harvest that lasts all the way until the intense heat of midsummer. If you're looking for the specific vegetables that we talk about today, we do have the largest seed selection in Canada. Whether you need the unique Savoy type of spinach or the heirloom variety of kale, we have you covered. Click the link below to browse the selection to get your garden started right. And finally, we have the onion and the leek. This is the perfect time to start onion sets or leek starts. These plants are very hardy, but they're also slow growers. they need a long runway to develop those big, flavorful bulbs. For onions, just poke the little bulbs into the soil so the pointy top is just barely showing. Space them about 4 inches apart if you want big onions, or closer together if you just want green onions or scallions. Leeks are a bit different. They like to be planted in a deep hole or a trench. As they grow, you slowly fill in the dirt around them. This blanches the stem, giving you more of that delicious white part that we use in soups and stews. They don't mind the cool soil one bit, and getting them in now ensures that they are well established before those long, hot days of summer arrive. Since we are planting early, we have to be realistic. A hard freeze can still happen. While all of the plants that we talked about today are cold hardy, they do need a little help if the temperature drops too dramatically. I always keep some cloths or even just old milk jugs with the bottom cut out nearby. If the weather report says it's going to go well below freezing, just pop those over your young seedlings for the night. It creates a little greenhouse effect that keeps them just warm enough to survive without stress. It's an extra small step that guarantees your early spring success. So don't let that chilly air fool you. Your garden can be leafy green in no time. We want to hear from you. Is your soil still soggy, wet, or dry? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this guide helpful, be sure to give us a thumbs up and click the link below to find out more.